Hello, you guys. Let's talk about dividing fractions. Now, I know a lot of you have seen that Kellogg's Corn Flakes cereal box in my classroom. Well, it's all about dividing fractions. Let me explain. The Kellogg starts with a K, and that's what I'm going to use for keep. And then the corn starts with a C, and that's I'm going to use for change. And the flakes start with FL, and I'm going to use FL for flip. So keep, change, flip. So Kellogg's Corn Flakes is going to help us divide fractions. Okay, let's talk about reciprocals. 2 over 3, the reciprocal of that is 3 over 2. We just flip it. And I want you to notice something. I used an arrow. It is not equal. They are inverses. Okay? Take a look at 2 and 1/5. If I want to find the reciprocal for a mixed number, first I have to turn it into an improper fraction. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 11 over 5, and then I flip it. It becomes 5 over 11, and that's the reciprocal. Okay, so look at these examples. Look at numbers. If I wanted to do 2/9 divided by 3/7, well, I use Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Keep, change, flip. Keep the 2/9 exactly like it is. Change division to multiplication. I want to see you do that in your work. And then flip that second fraction. So it becomes 7 over 3. And then we look for ways to cross, cancel, or simplify, and I can't see any. So we go straight across. 2 times 7 gives us 14. 9 times 3 gives us 27. So it's 14/27. Now it works in algebra with no numbers at all. So I have A over B divided by C over D. So keep, change, flip. Keep the A over B the same, change division to multiplying, and flip the second fraction, D over C. And then we just multiply straight across. A times D is AD, over B times C is BC. Now remember, B and C cannot be 0 because we can never have division by 0. Okay, so take a look at example 1, dividing a fraction by a fraction. I have negative 3 over 7 divided by 6/11. Keep, change, flip. So I kept the negative 3 over 7. Notice how I let the negative come up to the 3. Change division to multiplication. I want to see you do that. And flip the second fraction. It becomes 11 over 6. And then we look for ways that we can cross cancel. I see the 3 and the 6 I can reduce. So notice down here I wrote it again. Negative 3 over 7 times 11 over 6. And then I grabbed my red and I divided both by 3. Negative 3 divided by 3 became negative 1. 6 divided by 3 became 2. And now I multiplied straight across. Negative 1 times 11 gave me negative 11 on top. 7 times 2 gave me 14 in the denominator. So it's negative 11/14. Okay, take a look at example 2. 2 1/2 divided by negative 3 3/4. Well, first we have to write the mixed numbers as improper fractions. So 2 1/2 became 5 over 2. I copied the division sign. And then negative 3 3/4 became negative 15 over 4. And so now I wrote keep, change, flip above. So I kept the 5 over 2 exactly the same. I changed the division to multiplication, and then I flipped that second fraction. Now notice when I flip a negative fraction, leave the negative floating on top and just flip the numbers. So it became negative 4 over 15. And now look for ways to simplify or cross cancel. With the 2 and the negative 4, they have a common factor of 2. 5 and 15 has a common factor of 5. So I wrote it down here so you could see it. So 5 over 2 times negative 4 over 15. Now grab your red and divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 gives you 1. Negative 4 divided by 2 gives you negative 2. Now grab your blue and let's divide the other by 5. Okay, so 5 divided by 5, cross it out, it gives you 1. 15 divided by 5, cross it out, it gives you 3. And now multiply numerator times numerator. So 1 times negative 2 gave me negative 2 on top. 1 times 3 gives me 3 on the bottom. So it's negative 2/3. Okay, so we're going to find the quotient. Take a look at number 1. 8 over 21 divided by 9 over 14. Since they're already simple fractions, I just wrote keep, change, flip. So keep the 8 over 21 the same, change division to multiplication, and flip that second fraction. And now look across. See the 21 and the 14? They have a greatest common factor of 7. So let's divide by 7. So grab your red, cross the 21 out. 21 divided by 7 gives you 3. And then cross the 14 out. 14 divided by 7 leaves you 2. And now multiply straight across. 8 times 2 gives you 16 in the numerator. 3 times 9 gives you 27 in the denominator. Okay, take a look at number 2. Negative 5 over 12 divided by 5 over 24. So they're simple fractions, so just write keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction the same and let the negative float up to the 5. So I have negative 5 over 12, change division to multiplication, and flip that second fraction. So it's 24 over 5. Now grab your red and look at the 12 and the 24. They have a greatest common factor of 12. So let's divide. 12 divided by 12 leaves you with 1. 24 divided by 12, cross it out, that leaves you 2. Now grab your blue and look at the negative 5 and the 5. They have a common factor of 5. So negative 5 divided by 5 leaves you negative 1 on top, and 5 divided by 5 leaves you 1 on the bottom. And now multiply straight across. Negative 1 times 2 gives you negative 2 on top. 1 times 1 gives you 1 in the denominator. Well, negative 2 over 1 is just negative 2. Okay, take a look at number 3. 4 and 3/5 divided by 1 and 7/10. So make them improper. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus 3 gives you 23 over 5. Copy the division, and then 10 times 1 is 10 plus 7 gives you 17 over 10. Now that they're fractions, improper fractions, we're going to do keep, change, flip. Keep the 23 over 5, which I did, change division to multiplication, and flip that second fraction, 10 over 17. Now look at the 5 and the 10. They have a greatest common factor of 5, so let's cross cancel. 5 divided by 5 leaves you 1. 10 divided by 5 leaves you 2. And now multiply straight across. 23 times 2 gave me 46. 1 times 17 gives me 17. Well, 46 over 17 is a good answer, but we can also write it as a mixed number. So put the word or, and then 17 goes into 46 2 complete times with 12 left over. So it's 2 and 12/17. Take a look at number 4. Negative 3 and 1/4 divided by 5 and 1/2. So first, write them as improper fractions. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So put negative 13 over 4. Keep the division sign the same, and then start at the 2. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 gives us 11 over 2. Now write keep, change, flip. So keep the negative 13 over 4, change division to multiplication, and flip that second fraction to 2 over 11. And then look at the 4 and the 2. They can be reduced. So let's divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 leaves us 2. 2 divided by 2 leaves us 1. And now multiply straight across. Negative 13 times 1 gives us negative 13. 2 times 11 gives us 22. Okay, let's talk about example 3. Dogs. You have 2 dogs that eat about 1 1/5 pounds of dog food per day. How many whole days will a 5-pound bag of dog food last? Solution. So we want to know the number of days that it'll last will equal the number of pounds in a bag divided by number of pounds eaten per day. So I know the number of pounds in the bag was 5, so I put the 5 first. I brought down the division, and then they said that the dogs would eat 1 1/5 pounds a day. So now change the 5 to an improper fraction, 5 over 1, divided by, and then 1 1/5 becomes 6 over 5. Now remember, keep, change, flip. Keep the 5 over 1 the same, change division to multiplication, and flip that second fraction, 5 over 6. Now I can't cross cancel or cross reduce anywhere, so I just multiply straight across. 5 times 5 gave me 25 on top, 1 times 6 gives me 6 in the bottom. Well, I can write that as a mixed number. 6 goes into 25 4 complete times with 1 left over. So it's 4 and 1/6. But they want to know how many whole days, so let's round that. So 4 and 1/6 is about 4. It's closer to 4 than it is to 5. And so the food is going to last about 4 days for the dog.